So if you're anything like me, when you wanted to scream, you looked up 1,000 videos on the internet and found nothing helpful. Now, these people could scream well, but the way that they told you to do stuff didn't really work out for you, because what you wanted to sound like was this, when what you really sounded like was this.
Ba 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 ba. Bum 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 bum. Ba 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 ba. Bum bum bum.
I still hate that video exists. You want to learn how to scream. Now, you want to learn specifically how to do false chord screaming. That's what this video is for. It's not for fry screaming. This is for false chord screaming. I don't like doing fry screaming. I know how to do it. I don't think that it's necessarily anatomically safe, so that's why I don't do it. You're here to learn about false chord screaming. Do not expect to have a scream like Mitch Luker. Do not expect to have a false chord scream like Alex Terrible. Do not expect to have a false chord scream like Will Ramos, or like Phil Bozeman, or like David Benitez, or like Spencer Charnas on your first try. Mine was awful at first. Yours will be awful at first. It's a circle of screaming. What right do I even have to be making a video like this? Well, I have spent the better part of a couple years in total learning how to scream and learning how to get those sounds down. And I'm still learning. I'm still refining my scream a bit. I'm still learning new techniques. Recently, I learned how to do a good up guttural when I was used to just bare gutturals, which are. So the basis of false chord. I have already made a video which talks about the basic anatomy and basic vocal health stuff. You need to warm up your actual voice. But warming up your actual voice is actually very helpful when it comes to screaming, because when it comes to false chord screams, you are going to be using a bit of your actual voice with your scream. I know, shocking. It's true. In order to warm up your actual voice, you might be someone who has sung in the past or who is a singer, and you might already know how to warm up your voice. Or you might be someone who is completely new to everything, in which case, there are videos. Go search up a video. I recommend people like The Charismatic Voice, like Carter Vox Academy, like Extreme Vocal Institute, which is my personal favorite. Go check out their channels. Go see their stuff. And warm up your voice. So if you've seen my previous video about this, you know that the anatomical basics are that you are using your false vestibular, ventricular, they're all the same thing, folds in your throat in tandem with your voice to actually make sound. So you may be wondering, what are my false folds? Which is how I'll be referring to them through the rest of the video. Thank you very much. Your false folds are the little things above your vocal folds, your true vocal folds. We're going to be using those in tandem with our actual voice. So how do we know that we're actually utilizing our false folds? Well, there's two tricks that I have for finding your false folds that, in my opinion, are very helpful. And they're the two that really worked for me. The first one is, imagine you're Batman, or imagine you're the wise or spicy guy. You've probably seen that meme, the wise or spicy, wise or spicy. That sort of gurgly sound that you know you're not using your voice, and it's really interesting. You lose breath really quickly. Or just be Batman. I'm Batman. I work in the shadows. For Gotham. The second tip I can give is clearing your throat. Notice how when you clear your throat, you get that first and that last. That's what you want. That sound has a bit of your false folds in it. So that try drawing that sound out. And it's going to sound awful. Once you have found out how to activate just your false folds, which you should be able to do with doing that. Deep breath in. You'll lose breath very quickly. Once you figured out how to do that, you're good. Now we need to work on using that in tandem with our voice. So, take a note. Use your natural note. And try adding that sound onto that note. It could sound like one of a couple things. It could be all of which are pretty good because they all have an element of that actual scream in there. So whatever you are doing, you want to work with that sound. The thing that you need to know, and this is for anything screaming related, just trust me. If it hurts at all, you need to stop. Pain is an obvious sign that you are doing something wrong. Now in this first video, that's just about all I'm going to go over. Oh, you thought I wouldn't leave you with any more information. Here's the thing. If you have that sound where it's like, something around those lines where you can hear something deeper, almost as if you're singing an octave below what you're actually singing while you're singing, that's what we call an undertone. Undertones are amazing. Undertones use the same folds in your throat as false chord screaming. So, here's what you do. Take that, figure out how to activate and deactivate that undertone. Now, when you activate that undertone, overactivate it. You heard that little bit of break. That's what you want. You will probably need more air. Because if you don't have enough air, you're just going to get that, and that's going to hurt. So you're going to want more air. More air, more what we call compression, and you should get that sound. So, yeah. Yes, this is being recorded on 2 separate days. Yes, I know my hair looks awful right now. You can try to imitate people. You can try to be able to do whatever people do. I personally am trying to sound as close to Alex Terrible as I can possibly manage, but here's the thing. You probably won't be able to. Why? Well, because your scream is going to be unique. And that's beautiful. My scream is unique. Your scream is unique. Her scream is unique. His scream is unique. They're all unique for very good reason. Because you're completely different people. The video doesn't go much in depth about screaming because I really just want you to focus over the bass sound, okay? I don't want you to try to do too much. You try to do shaping it too much, that can choke it out, and then you're not going to get the sound that you want. Work with that bass sound. Because I tried going way ahead from the bass sound, and it did not sound good. I have examples of that on YouTube. I had to completely restart my scream. Oh, my teeth are really white. I had to completely restart my scream from the beginning. I had to completely restructure my scream because it was awful. So take this from a person who has had to rework his scream entirely. Don't try to get ahead of yourself, because when you get ahead of yourself, you're going to mess yourself up. You want to stick to the basics. Once you get the basics down, then you can move on. But you want to get the basics. I know that you're really eager and you really want to start screaming. You need to calm down and recognize that it's just like anything else. You need to take it one step at a time. There are some channels that I would recommend that you visit, and I've already mentioned them before, being The Charismatic Voice, being Extreme Vocal Institute, being Carter Vox Academy. Watch the vocal reactions from Carter Vox and Charismatic Voice, and watch the vocal tutorials from Extreme Vocal Institute, because those things are extremely helpful. There are so many tools that you can use. There are so many things that you can do. And past this first part in the series, I'm not going to be making much basic videos. I'm going to be going over the techniques that I use mostly. So I'm saying if you want to do deathcore vocals, go to those channels to get the basics. Then if you want to scream like me and you want to learn some of the techniques that I use to advance my scream, come back here. I do not personally trust myself to go too far with someone who only has the basics down. Yeah. This is part 1. Once again, part 2, unless you guys tell me otherwise, is going to be going in depth about how I get the various sounds that I specifically do with my voice. Yeah, I love you all. Thank you all for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. See ya.